If you want to be an entrepreneur because you want to be rich, let me tell you something. That is so far off in the future. Well, I'm working my ass off, but at least I'm getting paid for it. Spoiler alert, I'm working my ass off and I'm not getting paid for it right now. Know your worth. Hello, beautiful, wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Simone Nicole here. Back at it again with yet another video, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about something that I don't quite see talked about enough, which is the in-between phase to when you are not quite a full-time entrepreneur, but you're almost there. And if you clicked on this video, then you probably are in my same boat and want to hear someone else talk about their experience. So in this video, I am going to lay out what my experience has been like, give some advice to my fellow part-time entrepreneurs, and hopefully this video can just shed a lot of light on the time that you're in before you, quote, make it. But before we get into that, we of course have to do a subscriber shout out of the day. Today's subscriber shout out is going to go to Miss Tasha J. She commented on I think it was my apartment tours video from a while back, and she said, "You're so adorable. Love how you're self-made and literally building your entire empire from the ground up. May God continue to bless you, young lady." Miss Tasha, thank you so much for commenting that on my video. It means the absolute world to me. I am so happy that you can see how hard I am working to indeed build an empire, which I will get into in this video. And if you would like to be my subscriber shout out of the day in my next video, then make sure that you drop a comment, say something nice, say something sweet to your girl, and maybe you could be my next subscriber shout out of the day. And with all that being said, let's glide right into this video on being a part-time entrepreneur. Okay, I would first off like to say thank you to the Coldest water bottles for sponsoring today's video. I have an ongoing partnership with them, so you will be seeing my beautiful water bottle in a lot of my videos moving forward. Click the link down in the description box to save 10% off of your entire order on the Coldest water bottles. That does indeed keep your drinks the coldest out of any water bottle that I've ever used. Not even just because I'm sponsored, but like that ice that you hear in there has been in there since last night. I believe I put that ice in there, and it's going strong. Thank you again to Coldest Water Bottle for working with me on this video and in my future uploads as well. So the reason why I named this video this and decided to talk about this is because I feel as though we often hear stories of rags to riches, but we don't care to hear about the story when people are in the rags portion. We only want to hear from them when they're in the riches portion. But it can be very discouraging to see somebody in the richest portion because it feels like, well, I can't do that. Like, okay, they're a multi-millionaire. Like, that's too hard. But we don't really hear people talk about this middle ground that a lot of self-made people or entrepreneurs sit in for a very long time until they get into the richest part. So that's why I'm here. I want to kind of pull the veil off of this like move in silence until you make it and then pop out on a I see how people say that, and I will get into that whole idea of moving in silence later on in the video. But I do want to give a sort of comfort to people that are in the stage that I'm in and am struggling to keep going, or the people that think that they want to be an entrepreneur and kind of want a real depiction of what that can be like as you're building before you get to a place monetarily where you're like, well, I'm working my ass off, but at least I'm getting paid for it. Spoiler alert, I'm working my ass off and I'm not getting paid for it right now. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I guess the first thing that I need to do is kind of lay out to you all what my entrepreneurial photo or picture looks like for me. We're talking about what I would like my career to look like. Think of Saweetie. I know some of you guys are like, whoa, stay with me here, okay? She is my career goals because she has the type of career that has perfectly blended the idea of being a content creator while also being a mainstream celebrity. Saweetie is relevant because she is a rapper, and she has made herself even more relevant because of her presence on social media and the amount of weight that she carries behind her because of her social media presence. So So that kind of skates me right on into why I chose this career path for myself, or why I chose to go this route into getting to what I eventually want to do. If you guys did not know, I am an actor. I graduated with my degree in theater performance back in 2018. So I am a trained actor, and my life goal is to be an actress on the big screen or on the little screen on the little TV, and to be a household name. That is my ultimate career goals. Now, you might be looking at me right now like, but babe, you're on YouTube. Like, I don't really hear you talking about going on auditions. Yes, that is a very, very strategic decision. Being an actor at first does not pay very well. And I do not have the lifestyle where I can afford to take that financial hit while I'm being a broke artist, right? I am a content creator. I'm working my behind off on my content because I now recognize that the market and the way that you can be successful as an actor has completely changed. Before, it was all about going on a million different auditions and pounding the pavement and getting your name out there and handing your resume and your headshots out to everybody and being an extra on a million different things, and then finally running into somebody, and then like, it's a very, very, very long process until you make it. But since times are changing, social media means a lot now. Having numbers behind you, having a social following behind you means a lot nowadays. Now, I'm not saying that you can have 1 million followers and then just become an actress. People have done it. But the way to actually get that respect behind your name is to actually be trained. Have not only just the natural raw talent, but be a trained actor, and that is what I am. So right now, I am working on building my brand in order to hopefully skip the part where I'm going on 100 million thousand auditions in order to work on whatever project. Ideally, my name will get me in the door, and my work ethic and my talent will get me the rest of the way. Let's really break down what a week in my life looks like while I am on my way to the top. So in a week, I try to post at least one YouTube video. I might have filmed that video the week before. It might be a backlogged video that I just never got around to editing. But the point is that a video will be uploaded, and by proxy, a video may or may not need to be filmed during that week. I film 1 episode for Swipe Talk per week. And with that 1 episode, I also am responsible for 1 meeting a week. I also run our Instagram, so I'm responsible for content planning and posting for our Instagram page. In addition to that, I am content planning for myself. For my Instagram, I am also planning out posts. Am I gonna do reels? Am I gonna do pictures? And then when I decide what that is, I have to film the content or take the pictures, edit them, and post them. And I try to post about 1 to 3 times a week is the goal. Then I am also answering emails, pitching myself to different brands in order to work with them on Instagram or on YouTube. And on top of all of that, I am also a part-time server where I work anywhere between 12 to 20 hours in any given week. When we add all of those things together, I am working between 48 and 56 hours, give or take. It just kind of depends. Now that we've kind of listed the things that I do every single week, let's talk about how that is possible. And one of the things that I want to stress in this video, if you are in this place of being a part-time entrepreneur, or if you are just starting out this career where you are not responsible for clocking in and clocking out for the man, first of all, it's a lot harder work. Second of all, it's such hard work because you are the only person holding yourself accountable to do everything that you have to do, but we'll get into that more later on in the video. But a big thing is that you have got to stay organized. I cannot stress to you guys enough the importance of organization when you are building an empire, whether it is being a content creator, being an actor, starting your own business, whatever the case may be, you have got to stay organized. Let me kind of walk you all through just some of the tools that I use to stay organized. I am not somebody that is like, oh my gosh, everything is in my phone. I am not like that. When I get on my phone, I will get sucked into my phone, and all of a sudden I'll get on my phone to check my calendar. Then I'll be on YouTube, I'll be on Instagram, I'll be on stories, I'll be on TikTok. I can't do that. A lot of the times my phone is actually on do not disturb during my work days so that I will not be distracted. So therefore I need something else or some other tools to keep track of my work. So that is what I'm going to show you guys. First of all, we have my calendar. I used to use this calendar way more like religiously and depend on it a lot more. I don't so much anymore. This is all bills. This is what I go through and write my monthly bills down in. So I go through and I map out everything, and then we will get into money. We're actually talking about money next, so don't you worry. I get really, really specific about my bills, my income versus my outcome. What's going out is all really in here. I used to use the day-to-day pages to like kind of plan for myself, but I figured out that that wasn't really working, and it didn't really make me feel as achieved as another notebook that I'm going to show you. Actually, I'll just show it to you next. This is what makes me feel more achieved throughout the day. On days that I know that I have a lot to do, I will, even like days ahead, I will go through and I'll write down every single thing that I need to do for that day. So for example, today, I need to call Apple support to figure out what's going on with my camera because we're filming an episode today and my camera has not been functioning during episodes. I'm going to take Instagram pictures. I need to contact the brand about an issue that I'm having with the product that they sent me. I need to film this YouTube video, post on Swipe Talk's Instagram, do some other work for Swipe Talk, respond to emails, film our show, which I've yet to do. We filmed the show in a couple of hours, edit and post an Instagram picture, which I already did for the day, film a TikTok for Swipe Talk, finish an Instagram reel for my personal Instagram, and prepare for tomorrow's launch. You guys will already know that I collaborated with Function of Beauty to create a co-wash. It was amazing, wonderful. It is out by now. I will also include that link in my description box if you would like to shop that and support your girl. I have a whole video on that, which I will likely have popped up on the screen. Now do you see why this little notebook is so imperative for me? You have to do a lot during the day, but when you sit and write it all out, you'll be amazed at like how much more productive you are. And when you sit and like are able to tick off every single thing that you did, you just feel so good about yourself. And it just keeps me in check. So I love this little notebook. And then next we have a notebook that is specifically for Swipe Talk. Any content ideas that I have, I will write in here. Any notes for our meetings, I will write in here. And then this notebook is separate from my YouTube notebook. This notebook is for any video ideas that I have that might pop into my head. I keep a running list of that. And then I also, when I am editing, will take notes about like things that I need to remember to put in the description box, timestamps for the video so that people can skip to where they want to, any color correction notes that I need to make, places where I want to put ads, cards that I need to place throughout the video, all of that type of stuff, which is, it looks very, very unorganized because it is basically like a stream of consciousness for me, and notes that really I would only understand and that is specifically for my YouTube channel. I know that that was probably a lot that I just rushed through, but I just want to make sure to push through to you guys. This is what works for me. That might not be what works for you, but for me, my personality, the way my brain works, that is the most helpful thing that I could possibly do. So you have to figure out what's going to be helpful for you. Maybe you could try what I do and that'll work. But if not, you need to tirelessly figure out what is going to keep you on track, keep you motivated, and keep you organized. Because that brings me to my next point. The thing about being an entrepreneur is that nobody is holding you accountable. Nobody is asking you to clock in or out. Nobody is forcing you to work. Nobody is forcing you to push yourself further. That is all you. That can be also the thing that attracts people to being an entrepreneur, is like, oh my God, I hate having a boss. I don't like listening to people. Girl, be honest with yourself. You may or may not have the personality to venture off on your own. You might have the personality where you have to have someone that you're accountable to, and you might just have to search for a job where you just vibe really, really well with your teammates, because you are going to be the only one setting that schedule. You are going to be the only one to do everything, and that can be very freeing. For example, I can wake up anytime that I want, but please know that the later I wake up and the longer I put off the things that I have to do, the more it's piling up. And that's also a thing about being an entrepreneur or a content creator or a business owner, is that you don't get to just clock out and then that's it. When you are not working, it doesn't mean that the work stops. It just means that there's more work waiting for you when you get back to it. So again, ask yourself if that's something that you're ready for. That becomes easier when you truly find something that you absolutely love doing, which is the next point that I really, really, really want to drive home to you guys. You have got to have a why, and a strong why, in order to keep going with being an entrepreneur. If you want to be an entrepreneur because you want to be rich, Let me tell you something, that is so far off in the future. You making any amount of profit is probably years away. You will break even for a very, very long time. So if you want to become a content creator or a YouTuber or a TikToker or a business owner of any kind because you think there's money in it, I mean, yeah, eventually, but not right away. You have to have something that you really, really love and something that you can sustain. You have to have a strong want and a why. For me personally, I want to be an actress because I want to show little girls all over the world that no matter how you look and how many people tell you no matter where you come from, no matter your circumstance, no matter your background, you can do whatever the hell you want. And I want little girls to be able to see me in media so that they can see themselves. I grew up not seeing that, and that really, really affected me in a lot of deep ways. That is my why, and that's a strong enough why for me to keep going. So I ask you, dear viewer, what is your why? And is it strong enough to keep you going in the hardest times? Because there will be a lot of them until you get to the other side. Okay, so let's talk money. Let me discuss my sources of income. I have my money that I get from Swipe Talk, which is my main source of income. I have my passive income with affiliate marketing. I have my sponsorships from my different platforms, which is very varying. And then I have my YouTube ad revenue. Notice how I named my YouTube ad revenue is almost the dead last thing that I count on. There is not as much money in YouTube ad revenue as you might think. While that does serve to be like a big motivator for YouTubers, all YouTubers will tell you that ad revenue pales in comparisons to sponsorships. Talking about money in general, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I work a lot harder than a lot of people in my same money bracket do. The average person making the amount of money that I do literally could clock in at a 9 to 5 and make the same amount of money I do. If I was a full-time server, I would probably still be making the amount of money that I do. So I'm working really hard for not the most amount of money in the world. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm not blessed and that the Lord is not watching over me and that I am not doing well for someone that is my age with no kids. I know I'm doing well in that respect. But can I just go out and like buy a new Mercedes? No, I cannot. Can I afford to go out to dinner every single night with my friends? No, I cannot. And let's kind of segue into sponsorships real quick, because this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And right now I'm specifically talking to my other content creators. My micro and nano, I think is what it's called, influencers. Know your worth. These companies will try to take advantage of you because they know that you don't know any better. The amount of emails that I get from different businesses asking to give me product in exchange for me doing a review or posting something on my channel about it is astounding. And I just think that it's really almost insulting that companies will come to me and say, hey, we value your channel enough to want to send us your product, but we don't value you enough to actually pay you for it. I don't like that. Products don't pay my bills. You sending me a lipstick or a t-shirt doesn't pay my bills. Just like you sending me an oil or whatever product doesn't pay yours as a company. Your bills get paid through consumers buying your thing. And you want to use my channel to advertise your things, but you don't want to pay me. That just don't sit right with me. And again, it doesn't sit right with me. Maybe you're okay with it. Maybe you feel like, you know what? I want to build a relationship with this brand, so I'm willing to not get paid as much for this or to not get paid at all in hopes that one day I will get paid. I would really caution against that, because I believe that like once you get something for free, are you really gonna want to pay for it? Just you in life. If you've been getting something for free for a long time and you've been seeing good things out of it, aka profit or money, because you're advertising their stuff on your channel and you're selling things for them, why would they want to start paying you? But more than anything, take deals that make sense for you, right? Like the Coldest, for example. Y'all have seen in my videos that I always have a drink next to me. So when the Coldest reached out, I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, because I mean, it's going to be sitting there anyways in my sit down videos. It's going to be there. So why not? Y'all would look at me crazy if I made a deal with like a tech brand in order to advertise their newest high performing PC with the whatever processor. Like y'all would be like, Simone, what? because it doesn't make brand sense for me. And when y'all start looking at me crazy, y'all start doubting my ethics. And when y'all start doubting my ethics, that means that you are not going to listen to what I have to say. You're not going to believe me. You're going to feel like I'm always trying to sell you something. And poof, there goes any reason for any brand to work with you. So your integrity has to be first and foremost. You can go out and buy whatever product they're trying to sell to you, but you cannot buy your audience's trust back. So do not play games with your audience's trust, and only take sponsorships or partnerships that make sense for you. That is what is going to bring up one of my final points, which is about staying in your lane, you guys. While you are in this in-between phase, please do not make the mistake of trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're going to go broke, quite literally, trying to keep up with the Joneses. So please don't do it. You have to stay in your lane. And when I say stay in your lane, I'm talking about monetarily. I'm talking about not comparing yourself to other people. And I'm also talking about the boundaries that you set for yourself. And let me break all those down real quick. First of all, like I said, you are not rich yet. Please do not live your life like you were rich just yet, okay? Save that for when you can actually afford to go out and blow a little bag on a bag. But right now, you are not there. Second of all, you need to get real comfortable with setting boundaries with other people and choose the people that you hang around very wisely, because you do not want to hang around people that are above your tax bracket right now, okay? Because when you hang around those types of people, you are going to automatically feel pressure to keep up with them. You are going to want to pick up the bill here and there because you don't want to be the broke friend. You are going to feel pressure to always go out and always do these things when you don't have the time nor the money to do that. You're building a business. You literally don't, even if you had the money, you don't have time to be going out 3, 4, 5 days a week. If you're doing that, then your business is no longer thriving. So what are you doing? And then last and finally, do not compare yourself to anybody, because social media is a mirage. Not only is social media a mirage, people sitting right in front of your face can also be a mirage, because people only show you the parts they want to show you. That is human nature. We would actually think that it's really weird if people got onto social media and posted the ups and downs. We judge people that do that, huh? The people that are the realest end up getting the most judged, because it's like, why are you putting all this out here? This feels attention seeking. This is weird. Yeah, it feels attention seeking. Yeah, it feels weird. Because it is. Instagram and social media are people's highlight reels. Always remember that. So be very, very, very careful about who you make your idols and who you compare yourself to, and who you're being like, well, why can't I be like this? Or on the other side of that, being a little jealous jelly and being like, I work just as hard as her and I don't have the opportunities that she has. And what? You might, but that's none of your business. And being jealous like that is like drinking poison and expecting for the other person to feel it. It's counterproductive. Let it go. Let it go. It's not going to grow your brand. It's not going to grow your ass. It's not going to grow your bank account. So let it go. And the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is, with all that being said, please know that if you are truly, truly, truly doing what you are supposed to do and you are walking in your purpose, everything will truly come into place. All the money will come. All of the riches and the good things and the amazing things will come eventually. But right now, we gonna all grind it out together, girl. Or person that's watching this. Ooh, that was a good video, huh? I feel really good about that. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video and was able to hear some things that I was saying, and maybe I spoke to you. You know, I was speaking right to you. Please know that every single entrepreneur gets to this point at some point, but not a lot of people talk about it. So you're in the in-between stage before you get to the richest stage, and that's okay. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for us to get to this next stage, but you are going to have to fight tooth and nail for your business in order to push it to the levels that you want it to be at one day. Please remember to stay grounded, stay humble, stay in touch with your why, and you have no choice but to succeed. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Make sure you drop a comment down below with anything that might have resonated with you, or any other advice that you might have to other part-time entrepreneurs on our way to making it to the big bucks. Thank you again to the Coldest water bottles for sponsoring this video today. And I will be seeing you guys super duper soon in the next one. Remember to keep positivity in your life, because positivity breeds positivity, and we have no time for negativity in 2021. I'll see you guys super soon in the next video. Mwah. Bye guys.